Today's case involves the Civil War and a document that may have possibly affected the outcome of the Civil War. I will be meeting with Taylor Ward, who has found a document that could have changed the war. Hi, Audrey Ahiweb, History Detective.
Hi, Taylor, come on in. Please, have a seat.
All right.
So the reason why I called you is because I found something really interesting in my garage, and I think you might be able to help me.
All right, let's have a look. Oh, wow. This is very interesting, very old. September 9th, 1862, Civil War era. Special Order number 191. Where did you find this?
I found it in my garage, like in a box.
Who do you think it might have belonged to?
Well, I know my great-great-grandfather did fight in the Civil War, so maybe it belonged to him.
So when you called me, you told me you wanted me to find out more information.
I wanted you to see if it was valuable, if it was used in the war, or if it was just like an old document. Like, what exactly did it do?
Alright, well, I will definitely look into it and I will call you.
Thank you so much for coming back.
It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. See you soon.
Thank you. I called local historian Darius Ramirez to explain to me exactly what Special Order 191 is. Hi, Audrey Ahiweb. I made an appointment.
Oh, right.
So I just got a client and she found these documents in her garage and we're thinking it's from her great-great-grandfather. We're wondering, could you maybe interpret it? Tell us what it's about.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, I was just taking notes on this.
Okay.
So this is Special Order 191?
Yes, what exactly is Order 191?
It was issued by Robert E. Lee during the Maryland campaign on September 9th, 1862. Now, it was issued before the Battle of Antietam, and it was given out to each, and Robert E. Lee gave it out to each commander. But unfortunately, it was General Daniel Hill lost his. And interestingly, it was found by McClellan's Union Army in a cigar box.
Oh wow. Okay, well, I mean, could you explain any more detail? Is there, because that's a lot of writing.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Okay, so there are 7 generals involved in this whole process. General Jackson,
Okay.
Longstreet, McLaws, Walker, D. Hill, Stewart, and General Lee, of course. So there are 10 parts to this order. The first part stated that the army is prohibited to go to the stores in Frederickstown because the citizens didn't appreciate them, so they didn't offer business to them. The second part stated that Major Taylor will transport the sick and gravely wounded from Leesburg, Virginia to Winchester. They mustn't use the route towards the CCH anymore because that was dangerous. The third stated that tomorrow on September 10th will be the start of the Army's march. So General Jackson will start it by using the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. He will go through Middletown, Sharpsburg, and the Potomac River in order to get there, and will capture Martinsburg and anyone escaping to Harper's Ferry along the way. So these
Harper's Ferry?
Yes. Okay. So this is more of an instructions on how he plans to take over some specific points.
Okay. So this is war plan,
yes.
Pretty much. Okay.
So the fourth part is that General Longstreet, his division will follow and wait at Boonesboro. The fifth part is that General McLaws will take his division along the R.H. Andersons and will follow General Longstreet and go to Maryland Heights to get ready to capture Harper's Ferry, because that's a very important part.
Yeah, okay.
So the sixth part is that General Walker will then take his division and take it to London Heights by going through the Potomac and Lovettsville. We will also try to stop any enemies that are trying to retreat from General Jackson and McLaws from their attack on the Harper's Ferry. So the seventh part is that General D. Hill's division will protect the rear of the artillery and supplies of Lee's main army, which is marching on to, here's a map, which is marching on to Hagerstown. So General D. Hill's is coming up the rear and protecting the rear, which has artillery and supplies. The eighth part to this is that General Stewart will send the cavalry to help all the generals, and then his main cavalry will stay with the main army of General Lee's.
Okay.
the ninth part is that after all those generals finish their objective, they will all march onto Hagerstown and meet General Lee there. And each regiment, and for the 10th part, each regiment will have axes to chop down wood for use.
Okay, so overall, this document covers 10 things.
Yes.
Pretty much. So it's a war plan, 10 war plans.
Yes. Well, it's more of a war plan divided into 10 parts.
Okay.
Each part specific for a certain group or general.
All right. Okay.
So to sum it all up, there are 4 divisions, each one to capture a certain town or city. One to capture Martinsburg, one to capture Boonesboro, one to capture Harper's Ferry, and then the main one to capture Hagerstown. And in the end, all of them will meet up with General Lee and capture Hagerstown.
Wow, thank you so much. It was great meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a lot of help. I can't wait to get back to Taylor about this.
Tell me how that goes.
Yes, I definitely will. Thank you. Nice to see you.
Have a nice day.
Yes, bye. I just finished talking to Darius Ramirez, who told me more about Special Order 191. He told me Special Order 191 was an order issued by General Robert E. Lee to his commanders. Now I'm on my way to talk to Casey Prodigat, a Civil War historian, about the Civil War and how this order affected it. Hi, Audrey, are you well?
Yeah, Casey.
I called you earlier. This is my appointment. So my client, Taylor Ward, she found this document in her garage, and we're thinking it's from her great-great-grandfather.
Interesting. Do you know what this is?
Yes, I know it's Special Order 191, but I was hoping you could tell me more about it, what was happening around that time.
Okay, so before this document was written, General McClellan, the general of the Union Army, he tried to invade Richmond, Virginia, the Confederates' capital, but he got defeated by Lee's army, and then the Union lost another battle against the Confederates, so they retreated back to their lines. And so it was the perfect opportunity for the South to invade the North, and then they chose to do that, and then that's why this order was written to execute the plans. But then it was lost somehow, and then one of the Union soldiers found it, and then he gave it to General McClellan. And then from there on, General McClellan told his troops to go to Harper's Ferry to aid some of their other soldiers who were being attacked by the South. And then he sent another part of his soldiers, a part of his group, to South Mountain towards the Potomac River to cut off Lee's line of retreat. And then McClellan took his army and then blocked General Lee's path to go up north. And then so it was either fight or retreat for Lee. Even though he was outnumbered, he still fought. And then from there on, it was the Battle of Antietam, the bloodiest battle in American history for a single day.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
Alright, well, another question. Was Special Order 191 successful?
No, it was not, because Lee didn't execute his plans and he failed to invade the North.
Alright, well thank you so much for the information. It was very helpful, and I will definitely tell you how it goes.
Yeah.
Thank you, nice to meet you. Hi!
Hi! Great to see you again. Come on in.
Yes, I have loads of information for you.
Oh, wow. Can't wait.
Alright, so this is your original document, the one from your great-great-grandfather that you found in the garage. And this is a map one of the historians gave me, and we wanted you to look at it. This is where Harper's Ferry is located, and this is where McClellan is. He is the blue lines, and Robert E. Lee's army are the red lines. So you could look at that. Maybe if you want to find out more about the Civil War, I can even give you his number.
That's great.
So what I did find out about Special Order 191 was that it happened on September 9th, 1862, and this was during the Maryland campaign. So General Robert E. Lee, he was a Confederate general, and he was waiting at Best Farm, and he issued this order to all of his commanders, gave each of them one right before the battle. Now, Daniel Hill, one of the Confederate soldiers, he lost his, and it happens to be that your great-great-grandfather found that order.
Wow.
Yes, he found that order in a cigar box, and he gave it to the Union General McClellan, who he was under at that time. And it's just, your grandfather, he changed history.
That's crazy. Wow, that's so amazing. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah,
for me.
of course. Of course. It was great working with you. You're welcome.
Audrey the History Detective taught me so much about Special Order 191. I now know what role my great-great-grandfather played in the Civil War.
On September 9, 1862, Confederate General Robert E. Lee issued Special Order 191.
Messenger! At ease. General 4th Division, deliver this tonight.
Yes, sir.
Then, Major General Daniel Hill, an officer of the Confederacy, lost his order. It was found by a Union soldier on September 13, 1862, and it was passed through a chain of commands to Union General George McClellan.
Special Order 191. I gotta get this to the general.
At ease. What do you want, soldier?
Look what I came across.
A cigar box?
No. If you look inside, you see a document that says Special Order 191.
Good work, Private.
Thank
This
you,
will be
sir.
very useful to the Union Army.
All right, thank you, sir.
Dismissed. You got a drop?
Wow, this is very interesting. September 9th, 1862. That was the Civil War. Special Order number 191. Where did you find this?
I found it in my garage.
And who do you think it might have belonged to?
Well, I know my great-great-grandfather used
Taylor.
to...
Taylor! My granddaughter! Look at you! Oh! You found my document!
Oh my
Oh! That... Oh! He didn't deliver it! Oh! I almost died for this.